Today we are making Betty's homemade peach pie. This is a staple of a Minnesota summer. The peaches are just absolutely incredible right now. So I ran up and got about 6 of these large peaches, and this pie is actually Betty's Pies Recipes, which is a staple of the North Shore up by Duluth in Minnesota. So this is a famous place that most people stop when they're on their way from Duluth to the North Shore, which is like a 2.5 hour jaunt up this north slope of Minnesota. And this is Betty's original recipe for peach pie. It is absolutely amazing. The only thing I am cheating on is I am not going to make my crust because I'm making this an easy peach pie. And I feel like the refrigerated crusts are just absolutely incredible too. So I'm going to grab the crust that I use. And I'm using the pie crust from Aldi's, refrigerated pie crust. And I've had them sitting out on the counter for about 20 minutes so that they aren't hard to move. I'm gonna grab my pie plate. Okay, so just a normal pie plate. And I pre-cut up my peaches because I didn't want to have me talk to you for 20 minutes while I cut up the peaches. So then we're going to line the bottom. Okay. And you can sure make your own pie crust. I feel like every time I make pie crust, the refrigerated ones are just as phenomenally good. So you want to unroll this. The trick is to just go upside down like that. And then we'll just form this like that. So I make this peach pie 2 or 3 times a summer with these fresh, amazing peaches that we get. We only get peaches up here for probably about 3 to 4 weeks out of the summer that are nice and fresh and juicy. Okay, so I put the pie crust in the bottom like that. So I'm going to set that to the side for a second. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 cup of sugar. Oh, and I always forget something. You'll find that in my video, so I'll be right back. That's like my trademark. I forget something every single time. So I'm going to take 1 cup of sugar. These are my favorite measuring spoons. I will link those. They have a nice handle like that. You don't have to throw them in your bowl like I just did. And then I'm going to take 5 tablespoons of flour. Just regular all-purpose flour. 5 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Usually I don't measure, but I'm gonna measure this time so I don't get the people telling me I don't measure. You can't have too much cinnamon anyway. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then 4.5 cups of sliced peaches. Now when I do the peaches, I slice some of them the long way like this, and then I also dice some up smaller so they're not all exactly the same shape. So what I'm going to do is mix this together like that. I'm going to add the sliced peaches, which I did prior to getting on this video. So obviously about 5 or 6 of these nice sized peaches. 4.5 cups. That in there. And then we're going to just lightly toss these. This is just such a simple recipe for summer. Okay, so we're just going to coat the peaches with the sugary flour mix that we did. Okay, and we're going to take back our pie crust. Like that. And we're going to dump the peaches in there. And you'll have a little bit of extra stuff that didn't stick. Just stick it in there at all. Kind of moist together. Now the key to this pie is you do not want it to be runny. But if you're using the right amount of sugar and flour, you should be fine. Okay, then we are going to take butter and about a tablespoon and a half, and we're just gonna dot, so you can, cut it up. So a tablespoon and a half, I'm just gonna like slice it like this, and then just set it over the butter, or over the pie. And so that's about a tablespoon and a half. Okay, so we'll make sure that's even. Okay, we're gonna take our second pie crust. And we're gonna go over the top. So again, I unroll it like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna pinch the sides. So I'm gonna just like do it like a lattice around the side. Kind of just pinch it together. This. Literally, this pie takes about 10 minutes to put together. Okay, so then I've kind of pinched the ends like that, all the way around. Now I'm gonna take a sharp knife and make probably about 10 slits to let some of the steam out. And then take a sugar shaker and lightly sugar the top. Okay, and I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. And this is gonna bake for 40 to 50 minutes until it's nice and golden brown. And then you're gonna have an absolutely wonderful dessert for your family or your dinner guests or whatever, or potluck or whatever you wanna take this to. So I'm going to show you the finished product. I'm going to put it before the video and after the video, and enjoy the peach pie from Duluth, Minnesota's North Shore.